Hello, everybody. Yes, it is Sunday, the 7th of September, 2025. I'm back from my summer hiatus. Um, yeah, I needed the break, and it was a good thing I did, and perfect timing. And I was able to do a lot of things that I hadn't done in the past couple of years, so I enjoyed it. Um, I do have to remind people that I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything is my psychic opinion on events. So please do your own research and form your own opinions. And yeah, I'm just going to focus on some of the stuff that when I was going through the news this morning, some crazy stuff. And it's, there's, um, there's a lot of crazy things happening. Hi, Gay, Star, Morgan Le Fay. Um, it's good to see everyone jumping in. uh, and yeah, I needed the break. I mean, I just needed the break from all the nonsense that goes on. So, and yeah, I've been watching things and a lot of crazy things. Some of the international news stations. Thank you, Star. Uh, I don't know how many of you. Yes, I missed all of you. I mean, I know I did speak to some of you over the past month. Hi, Barry, um, and some text messages and emails and back and forth. So yeah, I know I didn't drop off the earth totally. Um, just needed to get away from the toxic nonsense of YouTube. It's there's so much toxic nonsense on here that I just forget it. I just need a break. Uh, but I did go on to basically watch my news stations and some other channels that are more historical based. I mean, I've kind of kind of been watching a lot of the documentaries and videos that have been produced about the history during the 1930s and 1940s, and they've been very interesting. So I've been watching those, and plus my international stuff. One channel that I go on to is WION, and it's out of India. Yeah, it's a Hindustani news channel out of India, out of Mumbai. And they've been recording that um, allegedly, hi Candor, allegedly there is, allegedly the U.S. is at war with Venezuela. Not, no, not happening, not happening. But what it is that Donald Trump, our president, he's paid war on drugs. And there are quite a few ships coming from Venezuela across the Gulf to drop off all sorts of stuff that they want smuggled into the U.S. because of it's a money making. And they're getting upset because the U.S. Coast Guard is kind of stopping these ships and taking them out. uh, yeah, hi Lisa. Now is that the real Candor or the phony Candor? Okay. Uh, I'm not going to worry about it. Uh, Hi, Nini. Yes. So yeah, there's a lot of false propaganda being put out now by the countries of all the scumbags that were the countries of origins of the scumbags that were crossing into the U.S. And they're going to be putting out a shitload of bullshit propaganda. Don't believe it. It's like you might want to go check out Blaze TV. I mean, thank you, Nini. I'm doing a lot better. I needed the break from the toxic nonsense on YouTube. Yeah, you do need to check out, I mean, there's some they call it the extreme right-wing news outlets, but you get a clearer picture of what's really going on, because the mainstream media is just ridiculous. It's so full of left-wing propaganda, and they turn around and say everyone who doesn't follow into their stuff is a horrible one. Yeah, I know it's nonsense. But yeah, they're trying to, the president, Maduro, I mean, he's aligned with the CCP. And of course, China's like bent out of shape because of things. So watch where you're shopping from. Yeah, and there is so much AI crap, Gay. Totally, it's like, I don't know how many times I get the phone rings and it's like suspected possible spam shows up. And it's like these AI phone calls, and I start doing things like Sprechen Deutsch, Parlez Français. And they're like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, and plus on the new phone, it has the record button. So as soon as I see it as a spam call, I hit the record button and it automatically makes the little notification. And these computers are like, oh my gosh. They're like, they don't know how to handle it. So that's how I've been dealing with these scam artists. Now, some of the crazy stuff that's been going on is right now, if you watch the news out of Asia, I did catch it, the current Prime Minister of Japan, Shigeru Ishiba, he's been in office for about a year now. And now, because there's a whole bunch of political upset happening in Japan, they're trying to get him to resign. Well, what it is over there, it's there's a lot of political upset because they have their conservative and then they also have their liberal party. And they're upset because this Prime Minister Ishiba did some serious negotiations with Donald about the trade deals. And a lot of it's beneficial to both the US and Japan, and it pertains to the cars. You know how many, you've got the Nissan Sentra, which used to be Datsun. I mean, Toyotas, and so it's there. And plus, Donald is supporting China's stance on the Muslims, the Shiite. They're trying to go in and take over Japan. Japan has like, nope, you cannot build a mosque here. It's illegal to have allegedly you're not supposed to have a Quran. You're not supposed to be putting stuff up in Arabic or Farsi or Urdu. But yeah, it's like Afghanistan and some of the other crazy-ass countries that have been taken over by the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Islamic idiots. I mean, Mother Nature is really making life miserable. There's like earthquakes out the yin yang happening in Afghanistan, plus massive flooding happening in Pakistan. So it's Mother Nature is kind of kicking those assholes seriously in the butt. Lisa, there's always entertainers going over to Saudi and the Emirates and Jordan and Egypt because they are more westernized and they embrace Western culture. I mean, go back and look at the images from that wedding a year or so ago where William and Catherine attended the wedding of the Crown Prince of Jordan. And you look at how all the women were dressed for both ceremonies and the reception. It's like everyone's in Western clothing. You look at pictures of Jordan, Amman, and you can't tell all the women. They just like anybody else walking down the street. And so, yeah, there's a lot of entertainers that go over that way. Now, something else, I know I have my fans from down under, from Australia and New Zealand popping in. And yes, I have noticed all the nonsense going on about in Bondi. There's like this, allegedly there is like a whole monstrous pro-Palestine rally. And now people are standing up and saying, no, we don't want this. They're trying to quash it because the pro-Palestine idiots deliberately picked that area because Bondi has a very large Jewish community. So it was selected on purpose to make people uncomfortable. And it's things, more and more stuff is being exposed, especially with bullshit going on in Gaza. I mean, you got to give it to Greta Thunberg because she's going in there, so all the other mainstream media now has to follow her little fat fanny there. And what they're doing is uncovering the truth and all the propaganda. So they're being exposed for what they are. I mean, it's like, oh, you've got people dying of starvation, but then they have all the food that's been brought in before. It doesn't go to the normal citizens. It goes to the members of Hamas. And Israel has said, hey, people move to the south, evac out of the cities. And because they're giving them ample warning of what's going to be happening. But I guess last night, Hamas shot off a few serious rockets up north. Okay, if Gaza is that destitute with no food, water, how do they have the money for rockets? Who's supplying them? So all this it's nothing but propaganda, phony yellow journalism about the alleged starvation. It's all bullshit. All complete bullshit. And we're going to see some... later this month, we kick off with the Jewish high holidays. Rosh Hashanah is at the end of the month. And we're going to see some really... be prepared. And honestly, for those of my followers, you might want to just watch the high holy services on YouTube, because most synagogues, most congregations broadcast it, live stream it on YouTube, and I'd watch it on there, and I'd stay away from any big gatherings this year because they're gonna try to cause some issues. And in Illinois, we've got really serious issues because we do have a lot of members of the Islamic military floating around here. Thank you, Christine. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hi, Ava, and Pamela. We've got a lot of them here. And that's why, and remember, Obama is from the Chicago area. Obama is what's the middle name of Hussein? Yeah, he's a freaking Muslim. And that's why we got so many sent up here, and that's why Baboon Johnson is having such temper tantrums about Donald sending the ICE here to the Chicago area. He's basically sent them up to Great Lakes Naval Base. And because they know that we've got so many members of the of Central American, South American, and Middle Eastern military in the Chicago area. And Baboon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker are protecting them. J.B. Pritzker is like a total freaking idiot. He reminds me of this one guy. I can't remember his name. I read a couple of books about him. But he was this Jewish dude that basically was saying, oh, I'm going to help you hide. But what he'd do is turn him right over to the Nazis to go straight into a boxcar. That's what J.B. Pritzker is doing. He wants, he's stabbing people of his own alleged faith right in the back. That's what he's doing. And people are waking up. He's a blue Jew who belongs in a boxcar. That's J.B. Pritzker. And we've got, I mean, if you go down to certain neighborhoods, you have to be very careful, but you see a bunch of these goofballs hanging out together. And if you listen carefully, all of their phones will go off, have like alarms going off. And you see all of them turn and face east, face towards the lake. I mean, they won't get down on their knees because that'll give it away, but they all face east to do their call to prayer. Pritzker's family, he's not kicked out of the family. What they had to do is they had to remove him from the paperwork of the corporation because he couldn't be tied to the corporation and also be governor. That's all they did. No, he's still busy. In fact, he's still involved with the family business, which is Hyatt Hotels. And their corporate office is located in Oak Brook, Illinois on Spring Road. And if you go down there when they have their big private board meetings, you will see a blacked out limousine with outriders, state troopers on before and after this limo, driving it into the Hyatt corporate parking lot. Yeah, Pigster is going to the corporate board meetings of the hotel corp. So he's not kicked out. He's not. Because he made such a deal with the Bidens, with Obama, that many of the hotels down south, many of the Hyatts, were used and may still be being used to house the illegals. Because Biden was paying hotel hotel groups $400 a day per person to house and feed someone who crossed the border illegally. And yeah, down in San Antonio, I would say he's got at least 1,000 hotel rooms in the San Antonio area alone. And I was told by friends that, yeah, all those hotels are filled. The big resort with 1,000 rooms by the Air Force Base is filled with illegals. And okay, you've got 1,000 rooms. You got 4 guys per room. That's $400. That's $1,600 a day per room. He's getting paid to house, to have a roof over and feed these guys. Do the math. That's a lot of money he's making. What he cut. Okay. So it's just insane. Yeah. But he's got, that's okay. Samantha, oh my gosh, that's like, what is it? George V, who had Sandringham time. The clocks were a half hour ahead. That's okay. Now we've got another one. It's like more upset that's coming in France. That prime minister, thank you, Samantha, has resigned. Yeah, because he's going to be resigning because he's going to get a no confidence vote, because I guess some of the people are bent out of shape because he put together a very tight budget, austerity budget. Well, yeah, he's like, no, we're not going to be coughing up cash to all these freaking illegals that have come through, these migrants that are using France as their gateway to the UK. And so the people that are pro-EU want him gone, but the people who are pro-true French want him to stay, because he cut off a lot of funding to the dudes that pray 5 times a day, the Muslim invaders. And it's kind of also spread out into the UK, I guess, but they have a new deputy prime minister, David Lammy, because David Lammy, and you look at him, you can tell he's a freaking DEI hire. People, I saw an interview and he was like totally, absolutely stupid clueless. And people are going nuts because Starmer's Labour Party, it's getting crazy. And now Starmer is trying to cover his ass by pulling the shitheads out of the hotels. And we're going to put him in like decommissioned military bases, RAF bases. So it's just getting crazy. And yeah, Starmer's trying to cover his ass with all of that. And it's going to blow up further on his face. Okay? Big time blow up on his face. Now, and we did see the Vlad did because Z guy is being stupid Z guy. Vlad the other day, he had it set up that in Kiev, which actually was Russian and should be returned to Russia, they went and boomed all the government buildings over the weekend on Saturday. Well, government buildings, technically those offices are all closed on Saturdays. So yeah, He had him targeted on a day when there would be no one in there. Because, and it's upsetting the government action. And people are all upset. I go, no, think it was a strategic strike. And he did it on the day that public government offices are closed, just to upset things. Because the Z guy, he doesn't want the so-called war to end, because if it does, there has to be a brand new election in Ukraine, and he's not going to get reelected. So the Z guy does not want stuff to stop. He wants it to continue. He doesn't want it, because this way he can still be president. And yes, the last time he was here, they did have him in a suit. Someone probably told him, it's like, hey, dude, you got to show some respect when you talk to the U.S. president, and don't be embarrassed, because a lot of other heads of state. So he did wear a suit. I was shocked. But someone reamed his ass. And let's put it this way. Starmer, Starmer has already had his ass reamed by Donald when he came over here. Big time. And there's a little thing called extradition. And you got to realize that YouTube is owned by Google, which is owned by ABC Corp, which is an American country. It's an American corporation. Hello, Angel. So Keir Starmer can't, what are they going to do? It's like, hey, I'm an American. This is an American platform. And okay, people in the UK may be watching it, but dudes, extradition, not happening. Not gonna happen. Donald's gonna put his foot down. It's like, hey, even with X, that's owned by Elon. It's an American country, American company based in Texas. Let's look at our the Constitution of the United States of America. Read the Bill of Rights. We have freedom of speech. And if people want to say something on a platform that is an American platform, so be it. Anyone who tries to shut you up, that's who you tell to get lost and get rid of as soon as humanly possible. Vote them out of office. People now know it's the Starmer and his Labor Party are going to be going bye-bye. And people need to really need to step up and get out and vote and get rid of all the ragheads, the men in thobes running the show in all the small towns and councils all over the UK. It's time for everyone to say no more. No more. No more to these idiots who came here, to the dinghy divers. Yeah, time to get rid of them all. Time to get lost. Time to send them back. And I guess there's a couple countries now in Africa that need people to do menial work. So if they don't want to go back to their country of origin, there's a couple African countries that are more than welcome to be the third party. Take the deportees in. It's going to be interesting. It's going to happen. And a lot of it, like I said, a lot of stuff is going to kick off during the Jewish holidays. They did it back in '67. it will, there's going to be some really serious stuff happening. And we know that when things happen on a religious holiday, the people that are getting attacked have the power of God behind them. And Israel will be the winner in this issue. The Muslim Brotherhood will be decimated, and people will start waking up. No, go back. Ship them all off to isolate them in Afghanistan and stick them there. You're going to act like that? Go back to destroy your own little country. Yeah, Taliban, go send them back there. It's no more. Now, I'll put the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat. But that's pretty much what I've put together for today. Henry's going to return, but I've been saying it for a while now. Henry's going to end up in his old bedroom. He's going to end up literally back in his old bedroom at Highgrove. And that's where he's going to be stuck there. Because I still am getting the 3 with Charles. So we know tomorrow is the 3rd anniversary, the 3rd yahrzeit of QE2. So between September 8th of 25 and May 6th of 26, Charles will no longer be in power. It'll either be a regency, or William will be planning his own coronation. And when that happens, William not only is going to basically kick his little brother in the butt, William knows he's been educated. And it would not be surprising if one of the first things that William does is dissolve Parliament in the UK, Scotland, Canada, and Australia, and say brand new general elections across the board. Everyone who's in political office now, bye. You're gone. New elections. Which will give the UK the opportunity to get rid of all the Muslims in office. Get rid of them all. And get rid of the shitheads down in Australia. And that socialist bastard Carnival boy out of Canada. That's what we'll get done. Just ignore the goof. Just ignore the fool. Lisa, okay, remember, China is communist. CCP, propaganda. They're going to make it sound a lot worse than it really is to get sympathy, okay? That's what they're doing. There's a couple channels like China Observer. Click on his channel and watch it because from what I've been told, he gives a fairly accurate rendition of what's actually happening. It's China Observer. And also Caspian Report. He's reliable. Okay? Those are two that I look through. And also go in, and there are a couple news channels out of Taiwan. And you do have to set up the subtitles to translate it into English. It's It's, we've got someone who's pretending to be somebody he's not, and they're probably a minion of either of some of the vile creators that are out there. Yes, Star, I did hear about that. Well, now the tide is flipping because they're saying, oh, they're persecuting that 14-year-old girl for self-defense, and yet that idiot who went after the little girls in the dance class, oh, he's being treated with kid gloves. But with them treating her like that, she is now the poster child to get rid of all the dinghy divers. She will be put up on a pedestal, and like Joan of Arc, but she won't be burned at the stake. Casey 3, he's an idiot. Charles has always been an idiot. It was a stroke of luck that he was born first. Otherwise, the guy wouldn't have been able to handle a job. Okay. I know he's screwing things up, and it will blow apart. Patty, I'm not sure. I really haven't looked too much into Ireland lately. I was speaking to somebody the other day, and I have, if parliaments aren't dissolved within the next 10 months, we're going to see Ireland becoming one country again. They're going to say F you to Westminster. Okay? And the nonsense with the people being criticized because of the bacon. Another major thing is going to happen. And let's put it this way. Keir Starmer has been told, either you straighten out your act and stop capitulating to those bastards, or when things get rough, you won't have the Americans to bail your ass out. It is going to get nasty in the UK. So let's put it this way. If you've got, the old pow-pows that families have had for generations, because it's like, isn't it grouse season right now? Or it's one of the birds season to go out and that stuff. You might want to get those out and cleaned up and say, oh, we're going out to do grouse or pheasant or duck. Get them ready, because it may be necessary. Because those assholes have no respect for any woman. Okay? Don't worry, Myra. I know. Charles is an idiot. He is an absolute idiot, and it will be this nonsense with him not supporting the Anglican Church is going to be some of the big pressure for him to step down and to allow the regency. And once William is in, he's going to do what needs to be done. Because people keep forgetting Mike Middleton. They said he was station boss for BA in Amman. But let's put it this way. Anybody with more than 2 brain cells know that he was probably working for 6, just like Andy does. Okay? And Andy has the dirt on Meghan. Okay? He has the dirt on her, and when the time comes, he will pull out his information and she will capitulate big time. She'll put her tail between her legs and go crying, going away. Randy Andy, he always knew he was going to be the James Bond character in the family. Yeah. I mean, he was all over the place, collecting evidence, collecting information. Okay? Charles has always been an idiot, Pam. Morgan, he's going to have to, his medical issue will make it a regency, just like George the Third and Fourth. Okay? It'll be another regency. It has to be. And yeah, I saw the stuff also. Yeah. It's people here in the States been talking about so many people who got the Jabberwocky are now coming up with all sorts of crazy illnesses that they never thought would happen. And yeah, we know how stupid Charles is because he did get the Jabberwocky. And he brought it on himself. Absolutely brought it on himself. I have friends who it's like she had to get it for work and now she's dealing with cirrhosis of the liver, and this is a woman who never drank. And then another friend, it's like he's been diagnosed with certain types of cancer, and it's like, wait a second. I mean, I realized that the C19 was basically a variation of the old Hong Kong flu from 68, 69, where I had that variant, the root variant Hong Kong flu. So I said, no, I've got immunity. And one of my doctors said, well, let me pull some blood. He goes, you're right. And you had the Hong Kong flu? I go, yeah, back in 68, 69, I had it. So he started checking his other patients, and he goes, all of you that are of this certain age bracket, you don't need the vaccine. You don't need the Jabberwocky because you have built-in immunity. Okay? Yes, Charles is an idiot. And it'll blow up in his face. But we do have to send condolences out to the Kents. Catherine, Duchess of Kent, passed away, and I guess they said on the 16th will be her funeral, and they will hold it at Westminster Abbey. And it's like, I feel sorry. The Duke of Kent, he's held his position longer than QE2 as queen. He's, age-wise, he will probably be giving Charles some words of advice because he's the last of the old guard. He'll be telling Charles, this is what you need to do now. Listen to your elders. And he'll be the one telling Charles, time for you to allow William to take over. Okay? Now, I'm going to drop the link down one more time in case we have anybody who would like to jump in and ask a few questions. If you do have to show your face. I won't take just avatars. You have to have your camera on and showing your face. And the Duke of Kent is going to have us sit down with Charles before he passes. And it's going to be interesting. So it's, yeah. But I do want to, okay. Hello.
Hi. Sorry.
Hi, Samantha.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I thought I would come on and ask you a question.
Okay.
Isn't it the anniversary of our lovely Queen's death tomorrow?
Yes, it's her yard site.
What ridiculous stunt do you think that this one's wife will pull?
Send a very obnoxious floral arrangement. Replace the order that she's going to send something for the Duchess of Kent.
Oh, by her and Harry, that has to be read out to the press.
Oh, yes, it has to be. How can she not turn down a opportunity like that?
She should be going to see her own father.
Yes, we do know that, but she is.
But she seems to think we forget. She seems to think the public are stupid, and don't. We're not that stupid, you know.
People know that she's a stinker in the woodpile. And
it must be awful hard to live with yourself. She's not happy with herself. She doesn't like herself, and no one else is happy with her and doesn't like her.
And I feel sorry. It's like Harry thought she played him. She absolutely played him. She saw a vulnerable guy, and
he was warned. He was warned.
I believe.
I believe. I had nothing to do with anyone else's opinion, but I do believe after watching that engagement interview that because she had to get her name out too quick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I believe that she faked a pregnancy to get up that aisle.
I think what
and a miscarriage.
I think Andrew had the dirt on her and told the family, exposed her stuff, and then she used certain substances because when he was under the control, not the control, but under the guardianship of his family, they could keep him away from some really nasty stuff.
And not only that,
she would supply him with it.
The public had a view of Harry was a cheeky boy in an endearing way.
Yeah.
Now we know he's just a twat.
Oh my God. He's Andrew spilled the beans. That's why she's been causing trouble for Andrew, because Andrew has all the dirt on her.
Well, the Queen definitely knew the fact that...
Yeah, well, Andrew gave all the information to the Queen.
Yeah.
And to Charles, and that's part of the... Andrew had the argument with Charles. Listen, I told your kid not to marry him. I gave you all the information on her. But no one would listen. No one would follow through.
I mean, she has some sort of delusional power. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. She was green with envy when Eugenie walked down that aisle with that beautiful emerald.
Oh. So
she wanted that one. She wanted to wear that one.
Oh, I know. No, it's not going to happen, because that Kokoshnik tiara, where the stones came from, are kind of questionable because
the blood diamonds.
No, the emeralds supposedly were.
Oh, the emerald
came out of Russia during the Revolution, during like World War I.
Ooh, I never knew that.
Yeah, they were kind of smuggled out because they were part of the jewels that belonged to Tsarina Alexandra. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me put the link in. Samantha, we just lost you. Yes, I had a very nice holiday. Everyone, Lady of the Lake. And I just needed a break from the toxic nonsense on YouTube. And so that's what it was, yes. Oh. Yeah, well, I just put the link back in, Samantha. But yeah, it's like they know the. Okay. There you
Sorry.
go.
Do you know what I was trying to do? I was trying to see if I could see people's chat, but this is a different layout than
Yeah,
Candor I'm used to, so I'm not touching anything ever
yeah.
again.
I'm StreamYard. I'm not doing that restream thing. I'm like, I've got the StreamYard. It's like
Just
I
in case
put it.
I can't see your comments.
I
So
mean, it's like I don't know why people have such a fit. It's like to get the StreamYard and all the stuff that goes with it. It's only $10 a month.
I
That's, I mean, that's all it is. And it's like certain other people,
suppose it,
oh, I don't want to spend their money on
I suppose
software.
it depends how often you're on and stuff, you
Hmm?
know. I suppose it depends how often you're on. There might be people that
Oh, it's
I'll play devil's advocate.
who knows? But yeah, it's like they did step in and put the quash on Koo Stark with Andy.
Did
But
they end that?
let's put it this way: Philip laid down the law. You play around with an actress, you don't marry it.
She was beautiful.
Oh yeah, but she did some inappropriate. She had some roles in some movies that were just a little bit too risque, and he realized that, and he said, "Okay, no problem." So he went. That's when they set him up with Sarah Ferguson, who her father was an old. He was
An
the polo
Earl?
manager.
Oh, I thought he was an Earl or something as well. I
No,
thought,
he was the polo manager. So she was raised around the royal family.
yeah,
I mean, she was a commoner, but they knew
as long as she
her.
had children,
They knew all of her backstory.
which, yeah,
Yeah. Whereas,
confidentiality in children.
yeah,
The key clauses in a royal marriage is confidentiality in children, isn't it? That's
yeah.
really
So it's like they knew all her backstory, and but the other nonsense that's going on is like the
well,
stuff.
you see, the internet's out forever. They didn't have the internet back then. It wouldn't have
No,
been
they didn't. They had VHS tapes. I still have a few of those laying around in a recorder.
Betamax.
Yeah.
I remote controls with 20 inches of wire streaming across the living room.
Yes. Yes.
Bring them
I
days back.
know. Lovely to see you joining us. Yeah, it was kind of funny. You see them all, but she will. There's going to be some explosive stuff happening with her, and
I just think so. I just have a feeling she'll do something tomorrow, something really ridiculous. Because she can't help herself. She really, it's an illness. She has an illness,
it
a god complex illness.
it may be. Well, she's going to probably drop a couple pictures of the alleged children.
Oh, please, backle of heads. Here we go again. We'll
Oh yeah,
count the fingers.
but we're getting close to. Samantha, I believe her sister's court case is coming up pretty soon. And so she has to listen to her attorneys for once to keep her mouth zipped shut. But don't be surprised if I get a hunch that Andrew is going to provide some evidence.
I mean,
Or Samantha Markle.
I believe he kept quiet because he just didn't want to add any extra stress onto his mom.
Pretty much.
They knew she was terminal. Why?
They've known for a long time that the type of cancer she had usually takes about 10 years.
But by the time Virginia Giuffre came out of the closet and stuff,
Yeah.
I think he just paid her off just to get it, to keep, not more for more for our queen, more out of
Yeah. It was,
respect and
she was,
obligation.
she was paid off to go away. And, no, but he may be, it wouldn't surprise me if he is a secret witness for the prosecution for
Oh,
Samantha Markle. It would not surprise me if he goes down to Florida and spills all in
do
front
you
of
know
that.
what? That's the best thing for human race.
He would spill the beans in the courtroom.
Because all
And
these higher people in the film and industry, they get away with it all because well, look at Diddy.
oh,
I rest my case.
did he? Sean Combs has always been a scumbag. He was a scumbag back in the '90s, and
But you see,
when
it's all covered up because they could make something out of them.
Sean Combs got tangled up with the Democratic political party, and they're the ones that covered his ass.
The demon rats.
You got it. The donkeys covered his ass until now they
Martha,
realized all the rats, all the donkey rats are jumping ship, and they're exposing
they're
everybody.
scattering. They're scattering.
They're jumping. They know that what they did, especially with the Obama Biden admin, they know they screwed up, and now the rats are fleeing the sinking ship, and it's just getting ridiculous.
Well, I mean, don't start me on Obama and Hitler and our 33,000
Oh,
emails, our personal BlackBerry that wouldn't work on the 6th floor, even though our office was on the 5th floor, or other way around.
it's you've got Obama was being in the Chicago area. I heard all the dirt on him, and we all knew he liked white boys. That's what he always went after.
But if you can keep it to a certain geographic and not let that word out, that doesn't matter.
Well, that if they did the scandal rag, the National Enquirer, did have a big story on it with pictures, but those were pulled off the magazine racks and news racks like within a day of it being out there. And I did have a copy, but it got stolen, and otherwise it's the American scandal rags usually tell the truth or have the truth better than the regular mass media.
Well, the mass media,
Yeah.
fake media, CNN, BBC, a whole lot of them. I
It's
haven't
just like
watched
they're now trying to shut down Alex Belfield again.
Who is?
The BBC, they're all trying to get rid of Alex Belfield. They want him back in prison.
Oh, I haven't watched Alex, but I don't like to hear
Well,
that.
yeah, it's like go and catch up on some of his stuff. Look for him on X. He puts a little bit more information out on X versus YouTube.
I should go on to X more often, but I'll start going on. I mean, do you know the statue outside the BBC building in London was built by Eric Gill, and
I heard, yeah, I heard.
after he died, they found his diary.
The sculptor of that, yeah, he was a real scumbag.
His children and the dog.
Yeah, he's a total scumbag, and that's one thing that Alex Belfield reminds people fairly regularly. So.
Oh, really? I first heard it from
Yeah.
Sonia Bolton. I'm a coke addict. Sorry.
That's okay. No, but I did. It's like I want to thank all my members on my channel because you do help me out, which means I'm a member of Alex Belfield's channel, so I can watch his stuff. He puts up a lot. He has to be behind a paywall because of the nonsense they put him through. So yeah, on Sundays and Wednesdays, it's 3 p.m. Chicago time, 9 p.m. London time. He does his live call-in show. So you have to go on to
YouTube channels. I really had to cut back.
That's alexbelfield.com. You have to, he
Right,
has,
I'll have a look into it because 9
he,
o'clock's no time, you know, it's a good
yeah.
time.
So we've got, because he's behind a paywall to protect himself.
What do you think of Macron and Candace?
Macron is, he's running scared because, what's his face? The, Bayrou, the prime minister, he did, he basically he had to resign because of the austerity budget. And now Macron is like scratching his ass, not knowing what to do. And Marie Le Pen is out there saying, hey, he was going to cut off all funding to the Muslim idiots. And that's what was going to happen. He was no longer going to be underwriting them while they're sitting there in Calais waiting to take a rowboat, an inflatable raft across the channel. He was going to say, nope, no room, go back. We're sending you back to where you came from.
See, every time someone mentions them dinky divers, I can't get the picture out of my head of that little 2-year-old boy lying on the beach with his blue t-shirt and red shorts. That was over here. It's just real. It was a reality strike. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you got to get rid of these assholes. They're not refugees.
Oh,
they're an invading army.
They're working age men.
They're military age. They're the Islamic military, Islamic army, and they're an invading army.
They're going to try and take over. I do, but well, look at it now. Sure, they're getting their own way easier than what I would have ever thought.
And Keir Starmer now wants to put them on the dormant RAF bases, but Trump told him you don't do that because we'll be flying in and landing on those bases. So Keir Starmer is like an idiot.
Trump, if you're watching, I love you. Just in case, you never know.
Well, I've heard, it's like Trump is getting, because we know that we're going to have to bail out. William is going to make the call, say, I'm regent. We are, this is what's going down, and Trump will send over.
I started listening to King George III, the Regency.
Yeah.
So just getting interested, trying to understand a little bit more than probably what I've been ignorant to, you know. Every day's a school day.
Yep. History repeats itself quite often.
Yep. Because people are foolish, they're greedy, they're selfish, and they're egotistical.
Exactly. It will all come out. It will all come out in the wash. But
the sooner the better. Would you like me to rhyme for anyone else to come up?
I put it up. No one else seems to be coming up. We only have a couple dozen.
I just don't want to take over your channel, because Candour's always fighting at me.
Well, I've been on for an hour now, so it's like I don't like to stay on for more than an hour.
I missed the first 30 minutes because my clock was exactly 20 minutes late. I know it was the Mad Hatter I was thinking of.
Don't worry about it. It's like I was going through all my stuff that I was on there, but I'm going to say thank everyone who popped in today.
Thank you, everybody. I can't see your comments, but I know most of you. So,
but we'll have. I'll be back next Sunday, and I hope everybody has a good week. If you have questions and everything, everyone, my email is down in the box, and if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. I've got the tip jar through Venmo, PayPal, so whatever. Everyone, this is everyone just have a great week. And we'll
Stay safe, y'all. That's my
stay
best
safe.
American accent.
Okay.
Stay
Stay,
safe, y'all.
yeah. Stay where you're at, Samantha, okay? I need
Okay,
to like this. Okay.